Welcome everyone, one and all, to my reaction to Season 2, Episode 16 of the original Save My Soul. So, last time we ended with Eva Sinclair retaking her body and seemingly going on a killing spree. Now, what this means for Rebecca, I don't know. I assume we're going to be dealing with a dual personality kind of situation where, like, they're going to each wake up at different points and be like, where am I? What have I done? What the hell am I gonna do? And yeah, I'm very excited to see Rebecca's realization that she is no longer alone in this body, you know? But yes, anyway, with that said, very excited to get into it and see how everything plays out. So without further ado, let's go.
Eat, Freya.
Ah, so this is when Dahlia has taken Freya. Okay, the bit of the story that we don't know. What happened in this time?
With that power, we will defeat our enemies.
Jesus. Well, she doesn't seem to be a very kind aunt.
There is no greater strength than family.
Okay, so Dahlia instilled that in Freya. Thus why Freya has been so focused on her siblings since coming back. Oh, Klaus. I would never trust a message from Klaus. This is some kind of, I don't know, either trap or just testing the waters. See what Freya's intentions are. Ah, so was that Freya? Not Freya. Was that Rebecca waking up and like realizing what had happened?
What's all that bloody racket?
Just stay put, I'll handle it.
Handle it? Handle what?
Do they know she's in there? Oh shit. Ah, okay, here we go. This will be interesting to try and explain to the witches.
2 of our children attacked unmercifully. 1 dead, the other missing.
Oh god, it's so bad because like, even if they explain that this is Rebecca and all of that, that's not exactly going to get the witches to stop. I mean, when children are killed, you will not stop on your rampage, you know, someone is going to have to pay for that. And if she is still an issue, if Rebecca is still a threat, given that she shares this body with Eva, then you kind of got to take her out anyway.
Her body was taken over by Rebecca Michelson.
Is that your version of an alibi? Take her.
Damn.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, okay.
Rebecca now occupies the body of Eva Sinclair, and my sister is innocent of this crime. Now, you have my word. I will find whoever is responsible and make certain that justice is served.
Well, the issue with that is, it technically was Rebecca.
Will stop at nothing to protect their children.
I was going to say.
It's an impulse I know you can respect.
Yeah. You can't really stop a parent in getting their revenge. But yeah, so what I'm understanding is we need to get Rebecca out of that fucking body because the body is fucked.
All I'm planning is a simple chat with a long-lost relative. You yourself said to hear her out.
I think he genuinely wants to hear her out, but hearing her out in like a tactical sense. Getting an idea of what she wants, what her goals are.
How you feeling?
Nauseous.
Oh.
Concentrate.
I was confused just then. I was like, wait, I thought Finn was in the thingy, but no, this isn't Finn.
What'd you do to me?
Oh, me? Hey, I can't make 9 months vanish, no. Your beef is with a guy named Finn. Made some pretty nasty enemies, I might add.
Whoa.
God, what a realization.
Tell me about a Treme witch that you might know. Eva Sinclair.
Oh, he knows.
Sore subject.
Oh, he knows her personally, I assume.
She wants to be free of that restriction, to gain true immortality. And that is why she will come here, drawn by your daughter, to take the child's power for herself.
So I assume at the moment, the reason that she's only limited to a year and then 100 years sleep is literally just she needs more power. She needs to like up the gauge so that they no longer need to sleep and like, what do you call it? The way that I've like in my own headcanon understood how this sleeping process works is that the entire time that they are sleeping, they're kind of like concentrating their magic, and all of their magic, all of their being is focused on keeping their body in a preserved state. And then they come out for that 1 year just because like that's the absolute maximum amount of time that they can come out. So if you up that power gauge, say you add like hope on, what, maybe you could be around for 3 years, then have to sleep for 100, you know? Maybe we just need to like keep adding to it to boost the spell's effectiveness. But obviously, in saying that, she's not going to get hope. She's not going to gain more power. Like, we're going to be taking this bitch down.
Well, now that we're all suitably motivated, let's talk specifics.
Like what?
For you to understand, I need to start from the beginning.
Ooh, please.
Once we were bonded, Dahlia became unstoppable. Over the course of 1,000 years, she's only grown stronger. And she will bring all her power to bear against you when she comes for your child.
Lovely. Well, that's really boosted everyone's spirits.
Rebecca, how are you feeling?
As if I walked straight into a brick wall. I'm on my way now.
Nope, she's about to get taken over again. Yep. Knew it. Knew it. If she feels like she's walking into a brick wall, I feel like that might be the physical attributes of someone pushing her consciousness away.
What the hell? You're the one leading a pack of super wolves. How long before they decide that they don't want to take orders from you anymore, huh?
Okay, so Aiden has definitely listened to what Klaus was saying and it is causing some issues already. But I don't know. Jackson is still teaching him though. Jackson still has words of wisdom and all of that, which you kind of want out of a leader. Yes, brute force and brute strength are good attributes of a leader, especially when we're talking about a physically strong culture and people, you know, they project strength. But you can't deny that a leader needs to have wisdom and a leader needs to have those other attributes that allow them to actually politically and like societally take care of you all, you know? Brute strength doesn't do shit when you're in this world.
Klaus is acting like we're on his leash. You think the guys don't see that? If any of them see you as vulnerable, they're gonna challenge you for alpha, because that is what wolves do. Are you putting yourself in that category?
Damn.
I'm looking out for you.
Are you? Because I don't fully believe it. Like with what we saw with Klaus and all of that, I don't fully believe that, Aiden. I'm sorry.
Dahlia demanded I bear the firstborn that would add to her power.
Oh.
I would not allow a child of mine to live as I did, as a slave.
So that's why she ran away?
Of course, the more I resisted, the harder Dahlia fought to control me, till the day when she took the last of what little freedom I had left.
Oh, so we were... Okay. I was under the impression that this was like every 100 years Dahlia was going to like try and force her to have a kid and all of that. But no, she's talking before they did the 100-year spell. Before that went into effect, Dahlia was like trying to get Freya to do it. But I think Dahlia came to the end of realizing that Freya truly wasn't going to do it. And so she found another way to gain immortality until maybe she could break Freya down enough to get Freya to have a kid. Is that Claudia Black? Is it? Fuck off.
Take my hand.
Oh my god, it is! Hello! Oh, I adore this woman. Stargate is one of my favorite franchises. You don't have a choice.
Child, you will thank me for this in 1 century or the next, Magnus.
And so we slept.
Well, it's quite the ordeal, isn't it?
Klaus.
Why not end it yourself?
That's
A
fair.
high enough bridge.
It's a fair thing to ask, I mean.
Long ago, I did consider it.
But then what? You wanted a life of your own?
I would later learn the spell made me like her. Immortal and impervious to harm.
Oh.
If you don't want to do this,
Of course I don't want to do this. Guy practically tried to kill me.
well, not this.
Oh, because she's a therapist. Okay. That's fair.
Whoever you are, you should know this isn't gonna work.
Last time we spoke, I got the feeling you were kind of obsessed with me.
Here we go.
You knew the guy who did this to me.
Yep. Good job, Cammy. Get your hook into that and he'll open up.
Elijah?
I expected you hours ago.
Oh, what has she just done in the last few hours?
I seem to have lost track of time.
What has she just done in the last few hours? Show us at least. Where is she? Oh. What the fuck? I assume this is where the child that she kidnapped is.
Buy them a round of beers, turn on that backwoods bayou charm. Worked on me.
I don't trust him.
I can handle Klaus. We're a team, right?
This is the thing, is like, I understand not trusting Klaus and all that, but you are the alpha of the pack. Get the pack on an understanding, have a meeting, like, talk to everyone and just be like, look, we are going to protect Hope out of wanting to protect this child that is a part of my life, and the child has done nothing wrong. We are going to make sure that she is safe, but don't think for 1 second that we are some private army for Klaus, that we are at his beck and call, because that is not what we are, you know? Have the pack in that understanding, have everyone on agreement with that, and then you will have a flourishing community, you know? When you don't talk about it, when you don't mention Klaus, when it's this like hush hush, we kind of know that something's going on, but we're not really going to talk about it, that's when you start to have cracks and you start to have the system break down, you know? Just make sure that people know that you are aware of the situations, you're not being naive, you're not being stupid, you're not just letting Klaus hire every werewolf to go on a little fight every once in a while, you know? Like, just make it clear.
Freya is waiting downstairs. Perhaps we...
Have you lost your mind? Tell me we're not considering opening our sister's head to someone we barely know.
Oh, come on now.
Now, either we leave Rebecca to suffer, or we place our faith in the hands of someone I believe to be our blood.
Exactly. You haven't really got another choice right now. You're just gonna have to do it. Like, I know it's hard, especially for Klaus, to trust someone, but like, you've got no other choice.
What do I say? Am I supposed to feel bad for these people that I hurt? Am I supposed to feel guilty for this?
Yeah.
Listen to me. You didn't do anything. And whatever else may have happened, the only thing you can do now is move on.
Okay, this guy doesn't necessarily seem like a bad guy. He seems like someone of a good nature, you know?
It's good to see you again.
And you? I prefer better circumstances.
Okay, right. A few things to talk about before we get into this. One, just because it's just come to my mind, I'm so excited to see Rebecca and Freya's relationship develop as sisters, because Rebecca's never had that connection, you know, to a sister, and so that could be really sweet. But getting back to the Vincent stuff, obviously it's going to be a hard thing to break down. It's probably going to take years for him to fully get through the psychological effects of having someone take over your body for that amount of time and ruin your name, ruin your reputation when it wasn't you. Do you feel guilty? Do you feel bad? Do you try and right the wrongs of the other person, or do you try and start a new life somewhere else? Like, so many questions, so many if, ands, whats, and buts, but as of right now, I think just sitting with Cammy and talking through it is the best thing that he can do. But one thing that I did find very interesting in their conversation is not once has it been mentioned that he was a original vampire. Not once has it been mentioned that he was part of that family. So I wonder if they're still keeping a few cards close to their chest before revealing everything to him.
We are to face Dahlia together. You will have to trust me. Given the peril that Rebecca now faces, are you truly incapable of giving me even a chance to prove myself?
Damn. Tell it to him straight.
When you were in Esther's womb, how you would kick. She would say it was as if Thor himself had raised his hammer.
And thunder and lightning.
Aww.
I was ruined by those who raised me. If nothing else, at least we have that in common.
Damn.
All you have to do.
I actually really hope that's the case. I really hope she can be...
Nick!
Well, that's enough of that, don't you think?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
If she was telling the truth about being immortal, she'll awaken shortly. If she was lying, good riddance.
Yes,
damn.
of course, if she wakes, she'll be willing to help us with unbridled enthusiasm.
Exactly. You just turned her against you, you fucking idiot.
How can you be so certain?
Simple. It's exactly what I do.
Well, unfortunately, Klaus, not everyone is as cynical as you. But that being said, what he said is true. I mean, Freya was saying those things. It's a hard one. There's always a very fine line between manipulation and... what's the word? It's like, you can say something to get someone to understand you a bit better, but if you do a little bit too much, it can feel like you are manipulating them. It can feel like you are saying something to try and get them to feel a certain way, you know? So her coming in there and talking about Elijah being born and the song that she would sing and all of that, it could have just been something that she was saying to connect to Elijah, to connect to him and say, look, we have this in common. This is something that I've always felt, and I just wish that you guys would give me a chance. But you can also take it as, I have this emotional connection that I can use to my own advantage to take advantage of you and get you on my side. So I do completely understand Klaus's point of thinking. My issue with all this is the neck snapping. My issue of all this is that was way too fucking overkill to the point where you might lose her help in helping Rebecca now because you've just fucked it. So I guess we'll see.
Well, then we should try Marcel. Perhaps he's had luck on his end. Surely he's put in a better effort.
Like, how stupid is that? Imagine if she dies in this year, she has to wait another 100 years to come back. You know, like, how stupid of a plan was this, Klaus?
Well, clearly your restorative powers are not renowned for their speed. I had to make sure you're telling the truth.
So you refused me as your sister?
Well, you had a lovely audition. It just didn't seem to be the right fit.
Oh my god.
You did a fine job of convincing them with all your melodramatic tales. However, I suspect you were not entirely forthcoming.
I do feel like she was holding back a bit, I will say that.
I'm going to give you one last chance to tell the full truth. I suggest you don't muck it up.
You know what? I will give it to Klaus. I am probably in the same shoes of Elijah and Becca. I am probably way too forgiving and way too easily convinced when it comes to stuff like this. I would get swayed. So I feel like someone like Klaus is necessary. The issue is with Klaus is that because he has been so untrusting of people in the past when he didn't need to be, because he has been way too harsh with people in the past when he didn't need to be, he's grown a reputation of he himself not being trusting. Like, you can't trust him yourself, you know? So when he's coming in with claims that, oh, we can't trust her, oh, you're being naive and all of that, of course, me, Elijah, and Rebecca are all not going to agree with that. We're all going to think that Klaus is being his untrusting, fearful self that he has always been. But in this scenario, A part of me is agreeing. A part of me does think that Freya was holding back a bit, and the way she was wording things, the way she was trying to weasel her way in, did feel manipulative. So I agree that Klaus should have questioned this and all that. I still don't think that the snapping of the neck was necessary, but she didn't seem to take too much offense to that in the way that I was thinking she would immediately snap, throw him across the floor and walk out and not help at all, you know? So I guess we will see what else she was not saying.
It goes back to a man. His name was Matthias.
Oh, did she have love for someone?
The day when I tried to steal from Dahlia that which she wanted most.
And
Power.
what precisely was that?
My son.
Oh.
I knew I'd never be free of her. That my child would be born a slave.
She killed her kid, didn't she?
I took a bottle of Dahlia's strongest poison.
I gave you everything. You dare to take what is mine?
Wow.
I wanted to die, for only death could finally give me the release I longed for.
But she didn't die. Her kid died, and so she awoke, knowing that she had killed her child and that she would have to live this life with her kid dead. Oh my fucking god. That is atrocious. That is so fucking sad.
I will forgive you for this. Eventually.
Oh my god.
She turned me into a monster, and I will destroy her for it.
I think that this will connect with Klaus more than anything because of his love for Hope.
If there is to be an alliance between us, it will be one of my design. And if you ever try to control me again, sister,
Jesus.
you will spend the rest of your immortal life regretting it.
Bloody hell.
I already have Rebecca and Elijah's trust, and I'm not going anywhere. But if I were you, brother,
Ooh.
I'd rethink your alliances as you go forward.
Well, okay, safe to say that was a bit of a heated discussion.
I would say it's your service, but that implies I had a choice in the matter.
Damn.
He's witty. Wonderful.
How exactly is it that you knew Miss Sinclair?
I assume intimately.
She was my wife.
Oh. Intimately. I was thinking girlfriend, not bloody wife.
But there is only one person that I trust when it comes to my child's safety, and that would be me.
Wow. Not even Haley.
She is a threat to my child, which means I decide how to protect her. No one else.
Klaus, you're so weak-minded. You are so weak-minded. Do you not understand that in trying to be this dictator and trying to control people, you are not going to get the best out of them? Like, if you allowed the wolves to be led by Jackson and to actually feel like a good community who are protecting one of their own, i.e. Hope, she would have much better of a people protecting her. They would be protecting her out of love and out of service for someone within their pack, rather than doing your fucking bidding, which they don't want to do. And not just that, but if you're united with your family, including Freya, including bloody Haley, you are going to present such a better front against Dahlia. But no, you have to be this dictator. You have to be the one in control because you cannot bring yourself to trust a single other fucking person. And it is just so sad to see.
Stay away from that crowd. Do like me, make it a clean break.
Not the first time I've heard that advice. We do better when we're not alone.
I wish you'd tell Klaus that. I wish you'd drill that into his head because my god.
I've lived 1,000 years and now I'm stuck in a body that might swallow me whole. Josephine LaRue gets her way, I'll be heading back to that witchy asylum. First time in ages, I'm quite vulnerable.
Yep.
Weak, even. It's an uncomfortable moment realizing that you're genuinely afraid.
It must be like to be immortal, to be invulnerable for centuries and then to suddenly have your mortality facing you. That'd be terrifying.
Perhaps I could use a drink.
But a moment, my lady.
The way they're playing this scene makes me think that Eva Sinclair is about to take over. Like all of this talk, Marcel leaving the room.
You alright?
I honestly don't know. Just keep an eye on me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go anywhere. Right.
Is this Eva? Oh, okay. Oh, that scared me then. I was like, wait a minute, is she like playing us all for fool? Yep. Oh my god, how many did she take? Oh my god, she took Davina! Fuck! If Eva takes over again, she is going to be so powerful. Shit!
Use her to my own ends, but I could never allow so damaged a creature to have a say in my plans.
That is very ironic.
We have to consider every weapon at our disposal, brother. Dahlia is coming.
Yes, she is. No. Don't tell me she's here. Huh? That was terrifying. I mean, I'm gonna not take it that she's like actually in the room with Hope. I'm gonna take it as like a, maybe next episode she's gonna come back and so they're like teasing us a little bit, but God, that was a terrifying way to end an episode. So yes, there we have season 2, episode 16 of the originals, and that was fantastic as always. Great backstory on Freya. I mean, the understanding that she's doing all of this out of the fact that, yes, she technically killed her own child, but she would not have killed that child. She would not have gone down that path. She would not have had her partner die if it wasn't for Dahlia. So I do not blame Freya one fucking bit for killing her kid. I mean, if anything, she did the right thing, because if she'd had her child and she was treated as poorly as Freya was, that would not have gone down well. She would not forgive herself watching her child be mistreated like that, you know? So bless her heart. I mean, it's not like she killed her kid and thought that she wasn't going to die as well. It was a full-on, we're just going to commit suicide together and going to be free of Dahlia, free of her control, and Dahlia won't even have the power anymore, so she will die. It's like the ultimate and only way of getting out of everything. So bless Freya's heart that she now probably has the guilt of killing her kid, but that will be a driving force better than any in terms of taking Dahlia out, you know? I also love that they kept that message up throughout the episode. Like, when the witches arrived at the compound earlier and they were upset and we were speaking about the fact that a parent will do anything to enact, like, to avenge their kid, to then see later on that that is exactly what Freya is doing. Perfect. But, yeah, in terms of Klaus this episode, Klaus has frustrated me a lot this episode. I understand where his mistrust comes from, and I myself would not be trusting Freya completely at all, but you have to enact some level of trust towards her. You have to give her something, if not for anything than just for Rebecca, but not just that, but for Hope as well, just to give her a bloody fighting chance. So it is frustrating watching Klaus be like this. It's very much going back to the way Klaus used to be, and that used to piss me off a lot, so meh, bit annoying, but hopefully in time he will learn to trust Freya, and hopefully in time Freya will be trustworthy. Hopefully she will not betray anyone. Hopefully she won't go back on anything, because we do not need that right now. We just need her to be a good bloody sister, everyone be together, and try and take down Dahlia together. Now, in terms of the other parts of the episode, obviously, we saw a bit of Vincent Griffith. We saw a bit of him coming out. I liked the different accent that he was using. I liked that there was a little bit of a difference there that we could immediately pick up on to tell that this wasn't Finn, because when it comes to someone inhabiting someone else's body, like I was saying earlier about Cammy and faces and all of that, we as human beings, it's very, very, very hard to not have these assigned feelings towards a person based on their face. So it can be hard in those situations to try and remove yourself and be like, wait, no, this is not Finn. I should not have these feelings. This is a new person who I need to get to know. So I like that the different inflections that he was using and the different accent definitely geared towards that, and you could kind of get a different feel for him, that it wasn't just like Finn talking, but we have to imagine it's a different person. And then obviously the other part of the episode was Rebecca dealing with the spirit of Eva Sinclair coming out. Now, obviously things are a lot worse than we thought. I thought that it was still just limited to those 2 kids going missing, but it seems as though she has got a lot of kids there, including Davina. So it's getting a little bit scary. It could get to a point where Eva becomes powerful enough to fully repress Rebecca. And then what happens then? Can we get Rebecca back at all? Or is it a matter of Rebecca dying in that sense? Like, will she be fully repressed and we will not be able to get her back? So fingers crossed we still have Freya on our side on that front, and hopefully she can get Rebecca out soon. But yes, anyway, with that said, thank you very much for watching. I've left a link down below to my Patreon, be able to find the early and uncut reactions to the originals and all the other shows that I do. Also left a link to my Twitch, my Discord, and my socials, so be sure to follow them if you are interested. And yes, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.